gonna show you how to build these chairs. These were so simple, it's crazy. And don't tell Frank how cheap they were. This is the base. This is the seat. Essentially, this is one 2x4, and I've cut it into two 24-inch pieces and two 21-inch pieces to create a 24 by 24 seat. It's just screwed together with long wood screws. That's it. These are the legs. I have 4 pieces that are 29 inches long each. I pre-drilled so the seat would set about 16 inches high, and that's because it's a deck chair, so it's going to be a little bit lower. Let's attach the legs to the seat. I'm going to measure out so that the chair sits 16 inches above the ground. So the leg is going to be attached to the outside of the frame. Like much now, but once we get its pretty on, you're going to be amazed. Now we're going to work on attaching the arms and the back. We're going to have the arms hang over just a tad bit because I think it looks good. We're going to center this 2x4 right onto the back of that chair, and I'm just doing it by eyeballing it. You can measure it too. Now it's starting to look like a chair. Now we're getting somewhere. Might still fall through, or I guess we could use it as a camping potty chair at this point. But trust me, it's gonna look good. I'm gonna slide this piece in for the seat. You can cut your own. This is just a piece of plywood, 24 by 24. A lot of the home improvement stores also just sell them pre-cut, and the way that we've built this chair, they should just plop right on. So let's see if it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Perfect. So now we're starting to get a chair. Let's see, let's finish it off. Let's start putting its pretty on. Here's where your workspace starts looking like a production line. You're just gonna start cutting 1x2s. And then stacking them on the outside of the chair frame. They're going to be roughly 1 1/8 inches apart. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure that out and make a mark where I want the next line. When you get to the back, you're going to do the same thing. Your pieces are going to be a little longer, but you're just going to start moving down the back of the chair. If you measured each one of these out correctly, you should be able to skip the measuring for the back and just set each piece even to the side pieces. Makes it a little easier if you're lazy like me. You can fill all these little holes if you want, and it'll definitely give it a cleaner look. Once you get the inner and the outer pieces put on, you can start putting on the small pieces. You should have lots of scraps left, so this is what I use. You just cut out some small pieces, and you're going to attach them to both sides of the inner and the outer leg. For the back of the chair, you're going to have a little space between your 2x4s for your arms. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill that gap. So what I'm going to use a piece of scrap 2x4, and I'm going to mark it to cut it to the width and the length to fit into this slot. Just to clean the top of the chair up a little, I went ahead and just cut some real thin paneling I had just to kind of cap off the top of the arms and the back of the chair. Makes it a little cleaner, a little smoother, so I don't have to sand as much. It'll look good. I'm just going to brad it on, and they're a little softer too for putting your arms on. So we're almost done. Pretty simple. Now I'm just going to sand the heck out of this thing. I'm going to sand the back, sand the sides, sand the front, and then I'm going to stain it, and I'll be done. The last part of this process is staining. I decided to go with a dark stain because I thought with the modern design that the dark would look best. I always mask up because after 2 cancers and a bunch of tracheal masses, I don't want anything else.